today's video, we will discuss why the United States presidential elections are held on the Tuesday after the first Monday in the month of November. Why this strange choice of date? Tuesday after the first Monday in the month of November. Let's understand this in greater detail. Now, from the beginning of the electoral system in the United States, there wasn't a fixed date all across the country. There were different days of election in different parts of the United States of America. But in 1845, a law was passed to decide a particular day for elections across the country. Initially, this was only applicable to the presidential elections, but later on it became applicable to congressional elections also. But why Tuesday after the first Monday in November? This is because back in the day, in the 19th century, much of the United States of America was an agrarian society. Most people were involved in the planting of crops, caring for the crops, and then harvesting the crops, ultimately selling them. This took up most of the time of most of the people living in the United States of America. In the month of November, harvesting was done and the weather was still relatively mild. Later on in the year, the weather would become harsh, so November was picked as the ideal month for participating in a task as trivial as voting. It would not interfere with the regular day-to-day farming related activities of most Americans. So November was chosen. But why was it Tuesday after the first Monday? This is because certain days of the week could not be touched. Most Americans in that era were devout Christians. So Sunday was dedicated to going to the church. So Sunday could not be a day for voting. Also, at that time, a travel day was required because this was the pre-automobile era and often the voting booths were several miles away, which could have required days or at least one day of travel to reach the place where people would cast their vote. So Sunday was out of the question both as a voting day as well as a travel day. So Monday automatically went out of the question. Wednesday also was a very important day for Americans because in many parts of America, Wednesday was the market day. So Wednesday also could not be chosen for voting. Wednesday also could not be chosen for traveling. So Thursday also went out of the equation. So now we were left with Tuesday, Friday and Saturday, and among these 3 days, Tuesday proved to be the most convenient day. However, one needs to understand why was it not any Tuesday in November? Why was it Tuesday after the first Monday? Because deliberately people in America wanted to avoid the date 1st November. So if 1st November was a Tuesday, it was not after the first Monday. And if 1st November was a Monday, then 2nd November would be the date. So in every permutation and combination, the date 1st November could be avoided. But why did the Americans go to such lengths to avoid 1st November? Two reasons are possible. Number one, the first day of the month were usually the days when merchants would settle their books, so for accountancy purposes. And number two is for many devout Christians, 1st November was celebrated as All Saints Day. Religion and finance, so that was why 1st November was the day that Americans wanted to avoid as election day. In the context of 19th century America, Tuesday after the first Monday in November proved to be quite convenient, but in the modern day and age, only 2% Americans are involved in agriculture, so it has now become largely inconvenient. Efforts have been underway to shift the election day to the weekend, and if not, then at least declaring the Tuesday as a federal holiday. None of that has happened till now, but efforts to introduce mail-in voting and early voting, all these things have come in, and this has made voting in America largely more convenient. So I hope you like this history lesson on why America votes on Tuesday after the first Monday in November every 4 years to elect their president, and such a date is just 2 days away when America will decide who their president is going to be. The choices are largely Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. I know there are some third party candidates also, but these are the two major candidates, and Alan Lichtman, who has correctly predicted the winner of the American presidential election in every presidential race since 1984 except 2000, has predicted that Kamala Harris is going to win in 2024, and yours truly, who has incorrectly predicted the winner in the American presidential election since 2000, is predicting that Donald Trump will win. Let's see who wins the presidential election race in 2024. Thank you for watching this video. Take care. Bye bye. And as always, please don't forget to be awesome.